Welcome to the Makeover Your Mindset podcast. I'm Cassie McKenzie. Think of me as your BFF for manifestation and high vibe mindset makeovers. It's my personal mission to turn your inspiration into action so you can be, do, and have everything you've ever dreamed of having in life. This podcast will focus a ton on creating fulfilling relationships with money, friends, and soulmates, and inspire you to have fun so you can live the most extraordinary life you've ever imagined. If you're ready to take to the next step, then you've come to the right place. Thanks again for joining me. Now let's begin. Hello, everyone. I'm coming on a very special time. For those of you, if this is your first time catching me, I am Cassie McKenzie. I am a money mindset coach for women who want to pay off their debt, build up their savings, travel the world. I work with a lot of high achieving women that are already making really, really great money at times or want to make even more. So they're really blowing it out in terms of crushing it at life. And I've just wanted to hop on today because I've noticed something that has been coming up a lot in conversations with clients and conversations with potential clients. And it all comes down to whether you are self-sabotaging. So there's a lot of ways that this can happen. And what I've noticed most often is that, there's this battle between your ego and your higher self. So a lot of people don't really take this into account because it might be a new concept or it might be just something different that you're not used to even conceptualizing. I know for me, when I first learned it, I was like, what the hell is a higher self and what is the ego, right? And I started looking at the decisions that I'd made in my life, the way I was operating, the things that were happening, as well as where I wanted to be. And I can say that there were a lot of times, like even as recently as like a year and a half or 2 years ago, that I really let my ego get out of control in making decisions and taking actions versus following my intuition or my higher self. But like I said earlier, when I came on, when I came on the this podcast or live stream episode, so I've noticed this coming up a lot, like in conversations with, people that are coming to me for help, but then might not be taking the leading lady role in their own life. So if you remember back, it kind of reminds me of that movie, The Holiday, where the girl's like wanting to figure out herself and find herself. And someone says like, yeah, you need to be the leading lady of your life. You need to make your own decisions for your own life. You've got to basically take life by the balls and make shit happen. Own your shit. Go through life purposefully instead of in fear, and really step through all of the fears that come up and move through them so that you can get the great things that come in life. So where this all boils down to is, are you listening to your ego when you make decisions? What your ego tries to do, it's there to like protect you. It wants to protect you, keep you safe and comfy and warm, keep you in, get you out of harm's way. It goes back to like caveman times when we were like basically trying to stick with the pack and fight or flight, and we didn't have a lot of the resources that we do now, right? So when you're following your ego and making decisions from an ego-based place, you're going to be more of like a victim of the circumstance. And this might look like something like, well, I can't go and invest in myself here. I'm afraid to spend $200 on a course because I don't really have that money in my savings account. Or you might live in scarcity, like there's always never enough to go around. And how am I supposed to make more money when I only make this much in my job and my boss won't give me a raise? Can you see a pattern there with all of that? Also, thinking about things very temporarily in terms of the big picture, right? So thinking about not in terms of like an ROI, but more of like in a terms of immediate gratification. And is this going to be scary and get me something immediately, or is this going to be something that helps me grow and then infinitely gets me to the next level, right? And also, you might feel like you're in competition with other people. Like sometimes, and I fall prey to this too, especially if you're an entrepreneur or if you are in a position like a corporate America position, you might look at someone who has something, maybe they've made a lot of success. They've gotten to a place that you want to be, or they've got all these followers on Instagram and they've gone to this amazing mastermind where now they're talking about how amazing their time was, and you start comparing yourself to them and I think it's pretty natural as a human being to do that, but like when you start comparing them, then you start to feel bad about yourself, and it gets you on this big ass like downward spiral where you're tempted maybe to give up, because that's your ego trying to keep you safe, and it's your ego trying to keep you in the same spot, as opposed to stepping out and saying, this is just fear and I can step through the fear. I've done it before and I can make it through this, right? I used to get scared shitless to hit live, like to hit go live, but now I'm like, whatever, like what could possibly go wrong on a live stream that really, is more embarrassing than anything I've already done in my own life, right? I mean, other than maybe like having my clothes shifted so that my boobs popped out or something, that would be embarrassing, but that's not happening today. So anyway, let's go to see like, what I want to push you to do is to live from a more empowering place. Look, we're already 10 months into the year, and I don't want you to give up between now and the end of the year and just say, I'll just make new goals for 2020. I want you to use every day that we have from now to the end of the year and say, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start that project. I'm gonna start my podcast. I'm gonna take that course. I'm gonna hire that coach. I'm gonna join, I'm gonna do it now while I can so that I'm set up for the new year. When you're listening to your higher self and you're following your intuition and you're following that inner guidance that's always there, then you are in charge of your own reality. You live in abundance. You're coming from that empowered place, and you are really there's limitless possibilities for you. There's nothing that you can't do, because all these things that have been put in your mind and put in your basically put in front of you have been put there for a reason. And the reason is so that you can make it a reality and you can make it happen. And the way to do that is to follow the intuition from your higher self that's guiding you the whole way, rather than following what your ego's trying to do to keep you small and play you safe. So I just want you to look at today, what can you do to follow your higher self? If you're ready for a major change and you're ready for taking your life to the next level, then you've got to start telling your ego, thank you for that. Thanks for trying to keep me safe, but I'm just going to follow it this way now, because that's what's going to get me where I've never been before. Like, for example, for me, I moved across country twice as a single girl to a city I'd never really been to before. And, well, that was the first time. The second time I'd been there, I just really liked it. And a lot of people would be scared by that. But for me, I was like, you know what? It's exciting. I'm going to do it. And meeting my husband, I actually flew across the world to Africa to freaking meet the guy and not meet him. I'd met him before, obviously. If you've heard the podcast, you know the story. But I didn't know what it was going to be like to spend 3 weeks with him and his family in Africa. I'd never been there before. That was scary, sure, but it was more exciting. What if you think of your fear as it's just excitement for what's the possibility and what's to come, right? That to me is a lot better way to reframe the fear and get you into stepping into the role where you take your life by the balls and you actually have control over your life, right? So if you have control over your life, then you're able to go to places you've never been before and reach all the goals that you've never been before. And yes, I am going to tell you about I'm going to tell you about a opportunity for you to do this. So if you are ready to go to the next level in your life and you're stuck at a plateau where you're not making money and your boss isn't promoting you and you're getting down on yourself because all these other people have all these other things, and maybe you don't know really what your purpose is in life and you're not sure what your next step will be, then I want to invite you to come join me in Bali. Like, if you're serious and you're high achieving and you're really ready to go all in and say enough is enough of this bullshit that I've been putting up with for this entire time, and basically every single day on earth is an opportunity to make a change in your life, then what are you waiting for? Like, make the decision, make that commitment to you. As soon as you do, the universe will see you're serious, and it'll start showing up for you too, and it'll show you the path. You'll start to like recognize all the signs that were right in front of you all the way, and these signs and these opportunities that are there for you to be happy and to be fulfilled. And if money and if manifestation is something you've always been interested in, basically creating your life from your imagination. It's how it works. Your thoughts become things. Your feelings determine your actions, and that determines what's going to show up in your life and the results you're going to get, right? So if you're serious about this, then I want to invite you to come join me next month in Bali, because this is your opportunity to walk away a totally different person, a completely new you, where you're forever changed in the best way imaginable. And it's a beautiful, beautiful experience. And I absolutely can't wait for it. And obviously I'll find a hairbrush before then, because this is just crazy. But anyway, there you go. Also, I have an announcement though. Like, the dates have changed, so it's actually going to be 1 day shorter. It's a 6-day retreat, and it's all going to contain all of the same information as before and all of the same like life breakthroughs and things. But I did reduce the price for you so that it it reflects how many days you're there and things like that. So now the price is like under 3,000 where it was before, I think. But then, so go to makeoveryourmindset.com/Bali. This is all inclusive. It's an exclusive opportunity. There's a very limited number of spots for it. And, I don't want you to have to wait till next time. I don't know when there's going to be a next time. It might be in Bali. I might just only do it for private clients. I'm not really sure. All I know for sure is that this one's happening next month. So if you are a goal getter like me and you are ready to make an impact in your life and you're ready to like really change and find your purpose and find your purpose for money and see like an increase in your impact in the world and in your life, then come join me in Bali. If you're more along the lines of like, maybe you're like almost making 6 figures, or you really want to get up to that level and you don't know how, and you've been kind of stuck at this plateau, or perhaps you've got like always seems to have like the same amount of debt and you don't know why, because you're making more money now. So how could you have the same amount of debt or the same amount on your credit cards? It's all in energetics. It's all these based off these blocks that are operating behind the scenes, and it's everything that we can help work through, and so that it doesn't affect you in these ways again. So these are all the types of things we're going to work through, like blocks and emotional like things that have held you back your whole life are things that we're going to basically eradicate and give you a step-by-step plan that you can use throughout the rest of your life to move through these blocks on your own too. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to tell you what I have as an opportunity to work with me and change your life. And this is it for now, other than private coaching, which you can sign up for too. There's 2 more spots available for that. But there you go, makeoveryourmindset.com/Bali, or you could DM me for more details so we can get you set up. If you are on your own, or you have friends that you want to bring, I do have a special opportunity for you. It's like a group rate that you can access if you're like kind of afraid to come by yourself and you want to come, with a friend or two to help move through the breakthroughs and kind of grow together, then we can work something out with that too. Just I need to know as soon as possible so that I can make sure there's a spot for you. So feel free to reach out to your girl. I'm here. I hope you all are doing well. I love each and every one of you. Welcome to my world of manifestation, and I hope to welcome you in Bali too. So thanks so much. Love you all, and I will talk with you soon. Bye. Thank you so much for choosing to push play on another episode of the Makeover Your Mindset podcast. If you absolutely loved today's episode, please take a minute to screenshot the episode, put it on Instagram, tag me, and let me know what's working for you. I absolutely love hearing from each and every one of you, and I love being able to bring this podcast to you on a weekly basis. Also, please take a minute if you're loving the podcast and leave a rating and a review. I absolutely love each and every review that's been put on iTunes. They help us reach more people, help more people find out about the Makeover Your Mindset podcast, and keep the good stuff coming to you. Thanks again so much. I love you all, and I look forward to meeting here again next week.